I'm closing my Bitcoin long trade right now. I am long on Bitcoin from about $20,000, 1.3 Bitcoin profit. Let's do it. Boom. We need to be paying attention to this chart because this is absolutely crucial. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notification. Am I bearish on Bitcoin? Let's start on the weekly time frame. First of all, we are in a very, very strong uptrend. In fact, everybody who's been bearish on Bitcoin since January has been happily shorting, going to sleep, waking up absolutely shocked that they have lost all their money. We have been making higher highs and higher lows, smashing through areas of resistance like a hot knife through butter. So what does the future look like? First of all, yes, we are coming up to a major zone of resistance right here. This $30,000-ish level is a very, very key resistance. And that is really the reason why I've closed out of my swing long position from $20,000. I'm going to be happy with that profit as somebody who's consistently stacking my Bitcoin. You know, I just made a whole Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and take that profit because as we can see, this is an area where if we're going to get a pullback, it's going to be happening from here. Now, let's take a look at the weekly time frame. As we can see, money flow is curving to the upside. This is a very, very bullish scenario on market Cipher B because when we get these money flow crosses, especially on these higher term timeframes like the weekly, it can lead to extreme pumps to the upside. However, when we start to come down to the daily time frame, we can see that we are indeed printing the bearish Elizabeth Warren eyebrow pattern, where as the price is getting higher and higher into key areas of resistance, Elizabeth Warren eyebrows are actually getting lower and lower. And you can see here the red dots are also getting lower and lower, just like our market Cipher B indicator right here. As the price is getting higher, Elizabeth's eyebrows are getting lower. And you might be wondering, what's with the red tattoos? Well, we know she claims that she's not white. She's actually Native American, but she betrayed herself. She clearly confused Native Americans with actual Indians. She doesn't understand what a bindi is, and so she made an unfortunate cosmetic decision right there. But that's besides the point. Because we're starting to see some bearish divergences on the daily time frame as the price is coming into key resistance, we need to be prepared for a potential pullback right here. So I'm going to come back to the weekly time frame, and I want to look at something very important. If we take a look at this head and shoulder pattern that we have clearly been printing since about May 2022, so this is a massive pattern. We can see that the target for the pattern is actually coming in at about $42,000. Perfect confluence with the high volume node of the mini range that we traded in January and February 2022, also with the 0.5 Fibonacci from the all-time high to the low. In addition to that, we have officially broken out of a very significant trend line, right? This is a potential bump and run pattern that we see right here. This white trend line from the all-time high connected with the March 2022 high. This could be a bump and run with a target of a potential new all-time high, but we really do need to come above this area of resistance right here first. So here's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. First of all, when it comes to holding on spot, I have not sold any of my spot Bitcoin that I've been trading, that I've been buying since below 20K aggressively. And by the way, guys, the long setup from $20,000 was given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We gave the setup from 15.5 literally in advance in the Casper Crew. We also gave the setup from 16.3 in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We gave the setup from $20,000 in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. And guys, we have absolutely been crushing it over there, even just trading the ranges right now. I mean, it's been absolutely insane. The trade setups that we have been taking to literally grab trades from the exact bottom, like this long trade right here, set up given in advance in the Casper Crew. If you want to join the Casper Crew, guys, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com and join the community, guys. It's not a signals group, but it's an awesome educational community where we do 3 live streams every single weekday, walking through the live price action. We give our setups, levels, all that stuff. If you want to learn how to trade, check out the courses right here. This will help you if you're struggling. And also, guys, we do have 0% limit fees on ByBit, a great deal if you know how to trade, because those fees can cut into your profits, especially if you're scalping on low time frames like we do. If you don't know how to trade, guys, please do not sign up on ByBit. Don't even leverage trade, because if you think you're going to make money leverage trading and you don't know what you're doing, your whole life will fall apart, right? You're going to stub your toe. You're going to drop your phone in a dirty public toilet. Your wife is going to leave you. Your girlfriend's going to dump you. Then your wife is going to be really upset that you had a girlfriend. Your boss is going to fire you. A whole bunch of bad things will happen. So make sure you learn how to trade first. check out the courses, okay, if you're interested. But here's what we really need to be aware of right now. If we're going to get a pullback, it's probably going to happen from right here, which means there are two very important areas to be looking for support for another big move to the upside. All right. If the daily divergences play out, if Elizabeth Warren's eyebrows play out, we very well may come down for a retest of this head and shoulders right here. Notice something. We got to break out of this head and shoulder, the neckline right here. We never came down for a retest around $25,000. So if those daily divergences play out, we could come down to the 382 around $25,000 and then come up to our head and shoulders target, which would actually give us a really, really beautiful long entry right here, longing a beautiful support, very good risk to reward ratio, a 14-to-1 risk reward ratio for a beautiful potential long trade. Now, second support that's very important is going to be the retest of the $21,000 Fibonacci golden pocket. It's also, if we take a look here, a very important support resistance flip at that $21,000 level, the pre-FTX dump resistance, which was flipped perfectly into support back here in February 2023. So those would be the two major levels to the downside we need to be aware of to get a bounce to the upside if we are going to get a little bit of a retracement and maintain this powerful uptrend, right? Because if we're going to be making higher highs and higher lows, these are the two potential higher lows that I would be looking for my next juicy long trade. And of course, to the upside, we do need to be aware of the $42,000 resistance. Now, I think we really need to be paying attention to the dollar right now, because I do believe that in the coming months, the dollar is really going to dictate what happens to Bitcoin. In my opinion, the dollar is currently in a downtrend. We have officially now put in a lower low, coming in lower than our previous low back here in May 2022. But what's happening right now is questionable. First of all, we are losing a key zone of support. If the dollar loses this support, which it looks like it potentially is at around 102, it's very probable that we actually make our way back down to the low of this range, which is around 88 points. Now, I want you to notice the inverse correlation that we have here between Bitcoin and the dollar, right? Back here, February 2018, this was basically when we saw the top of the Bitcoin bull market back in that 2 cycles ago. Then right here, this was March 2022 right here. This is basically when we saw the bottom of the Bitcoin bear market. Then we come down here to April 2021. This is the top of our most recent Bitcoin bull market. And then we come up here. This is when FTX went down, basically giving us the bottom of the Bitcoin bear market. So if the dollar is going to lose this area, this could absolutely catapult the Bitcoin price to some of these higher targets that we see. However, there is a chance right here that the dollar is going to put in some kind of a swing failure right here, putting in somewhat of a double bottom, potentially getting a retracement to the upside before another move to the downside. Now, if this happens, it's lining up perfectly with Bitcoin's current key zone of resistance. So we need to be watching what happens in the coming weeks. On May 3rd, the Fed is going to announce the new interest rate decision. And I do believe that that will have an effect on the dollar. The dollar right now is looking pretty weak. I believe that the Fed is going to do everything they can to keep the dollar kind of strong, keep inflation down, which could give us some kind of a move to the upside. And if we do, I would be looking for a lower high on the dollar, and I'd be looking for a higher low on Bitcoin. And even if the dollar starts to pump like crazy, I do believe Bitcoin is not going to dump like crazy. I believe it's going to come down to one of these key zones and probably range for a while before another breakout to the upside. So these are going to be the major zones that we need to be aware of in the coming weeks and months. Now, overall, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin, but in the short term, I think there's a good chance that we could get a retracement and or range for a while, which is why I have closed that long trade. I'm still holding multiple other long trades, so it's all good in the hood. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, Yeshua, even if you are not religious. And guys, just a quick reminder. Also, I'm out here, as you can see, on the homestead, and I just want to remind everybody how important it is to be as self-sufficient as you possibly can, right? And here's some very simple things anyone can do to start producing some of their own food. Well, guys, get yourself some dang chickens because they will produce eggs for you. Very, very good. Y'all, get yourself a little rototiller and a hoe and make yourself rows like this. I'm about to plant enough potatoes in this patch to feed my entire family all the potatoes we will need for an entire year. And You literally only need 2 tools to do this. It's very, very easy. Potatoes are easy to grow. We got another bed over here that's going to be actually red beets that we're going to do for the entire year as well. And yeah, guys, simple things you can do to become more self-sufficient as times get crazier. We're going to have to become more self-sufficient. That is it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!